as we have another race here in the Town Challenge Cup, the Women's 4. It is the Chinese national rowing team from China against Oxford Brookes University.
Well, this is quite a match. The Town is a relatively new event here, only in its third year, the Open Women's Coxless Fours, and it's brought in the Chinese team, possible favourites for this competition, I think. Chinese crew is a mixture of age and experience. You've got in the bow pair 2 20-year-olds, Zheng Wang and Xingye Zhu, and in the stern, Min Zhang and Fei Wang. Apologies for mangling your names there, but more experience there. The stern pair actually raced in the same boat in 2018 and got a 6th place in the World Championships, and you can see that they know what they're doing in the Coxless 4.
Yeah, so this crew from China, they were the bronze medalists at the first World Cup in Plovdiv, and they're a bit of a mix of youth and experience, with Wang and Zhu joining the more experienced Zhang and Wang. We saw the Dutch crew a little earlier, who I believe are the under-23 crew, so perhaps we'll be looking at an international final in this event. But being the bronze medalists from the World Cup, China, I would think that they're very much the favourites in this event. Yeah, and picking up the race as it comes to halfway, you can see the Chinese are already in a pretty strong position. Interestingly, Brookes and the Chinese team did train together in the winter. The Chinese, for some reason, finding appeal of coming to Britain under their new performance director, Sir Steve Redgrave, chairman of this great regatta. It gave them a chance to learn a bit from each other and do some winter training together, which is great. And the Brookes crew, a new combination, but all rowing in the Brookes system, the same squad, and again knowing each other well as a result of that. But it shows you the standard now of women's international rowing, and this Chinese crew with the experience in the stern. They've been bronze medalists in the first World Cup at Plovdiv, and the second World Cup they came second in a really tight race to the Danes. They were just picked for that race, so they're on the rise, moving through the ranks internationally and using Henley as another staging post toward the World Championships. Yeah, that's right. I mean, they're really just paddling down the course now, aren't they? They know that their race will come in this, probably not until Sunday, really, that they'll be fighting for the trophy, but heavy favourites to take out this event will be the Chinese crew. And that's nice Coxless 4 rowing that they're doing there, just watching them really swing along on top of the water. It's quite bumpy water, and you see they're having absolutely no problem. They just let the boat run really nicely under them, don't they? Yeah, they do. Nice and, I guess, driven through the front, but also really hanging on and finishing off those strokes, moving together pretty nicely off the back, almost bouncing out of the back in the way that they do row. Yeah, that's right. You can really see them almost spring away from the finish. Some crews row with a bit more of a pause at the back end of the stroke. They finished it out quite nicely, but then they're quite quickly away with the hands and over with the bodies, getting the momentum, but then they let it run. And that's the key, isn't it? Letting it run and rowing the boat right forward. So you want to think that the spoon of your oar is going into the water as close to the finish line as you can every time. That's right. And there's lots of different philosophies on how to row and what the most effective style is. I think that there's a significant difference between what probably works for women's rowing and what works for men's rowing as well. This is more of a Romanian style that you'll see, really driven through the drive. They're picking it up quite nicely together, but really got that spring and that momentum through the back. But as you say, taking the time to then let it run as they come out over the toes. Well, that's a good spot, Sarah. Now we're looking here at the Brookes crew who are trailing. You can see the strain showing on the faces there in the stroke seat. It's Ali Vogelzang, 26 years of age, so very experienced athlete. Won Henley Women's Regatta Academic 8s last year, and qualified last year as well for the first time in Remnant at Henley. So a bit of experience there in the stern, but you can see now a very straight as an arrow. The Chinese are eating up the course in the Coxless 4. Nice long rhythm, as we said. That as you said, Romanian style. That's a good call, Sarah, to see the similarities between some countries and the style that they prefer. Looking very strong here, the Chinese national rowing team moving down the course fairly unchallenged at this stage. I don't think that we're going to see anything really be thrown at them in the dying stages of this race. Oxford Brookes University still very much racing down the track here, but it's a big ask being a university crew up against a national crew, isn't it, in these open events?
Absolutely. I think one of the things we've seen at Henley over the last few years, Sarah, is we've now got equal numbers of men's and women's open events, which is fantastic, and that's one of the reasons we see many international teams coming here en masse in force to race at Henley. It's wonderful to see the Chinese here coming halfway around the world, quite literally, to row on these waters, and they actually look really comfortable in this position, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and they should. They worked hard earlier, but now they're just able to maybe blow out some of those nerves. It's been a while since we've seen a big Chinese contingent come to Henley, if ever. I'm not sure. We've seen a crew from time to time, but to see a significant contingent here is something new, and no doubt having Paul Thompson coaching over there, and as you said, the performance director says Stephen Redgrave, that's had something to do with the Chinese crews being here, but it's great to see them here, and especially these top class crews that are winning at the World Cups. And wow, aren't the women's squad from China really stepping on? Yeah,
very strong squad, but all credit to Oxford Brookes. Absolutely never give up, never give in. Alexander Stiles at bow, 22 years of age. Annabelle Stevens, 20 years of age at 2. Ella Morgan, 20 years old at 3, and stroked by Ali Vogelsang, 26 years of age. And they're still attacking, giving absolutely everything. And that's what you do. If you're behind, you give it absolutely everything all the way down the track.
That's right, and they're a great crew, and it's almost an unfair comparison here to be against an international medal quality national team crew, but well done to China taking out the Town Challenge Cup, and to Oxford Brookes University for racing really well in a very tough first draw.